Chunky or Well Yes soup, 2 for $3. Select sizes and varieties Cheez-It crackers, 2 for $5. And select sizes and varieties Green Mountain bag or K-Cup coffee, $4.98 each. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart.
Heather's moment has arrived, and you just hope all that training pays off.
Heather lays down her purchase, but Randy rings it up as slowly as he can.
Uh-oh.
Yep, she's looking at the cigarettes.
There's nothing good back there.
Heather's arm is in motion, but she just grabs the gum off the counter.
That's a slick move.
Even Randy tips his cap to Heather. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally wants you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news, the NBA's postponed the Bulls' next 2 games, tomorrow against the Pistons and Thursday in Toronto, amid Chicago's coronavirus-related roster crisis. The Bulls currently have 10 players in COVID protocols. The minimum requirement of players for a game is 8. Rams and Cardinals clash on Monday Night Football tonight in a critical matchup. If LA is going to move within a game of NFC West leading Arizona, it has to utilize its running game, advises Monday Night Football analyst Louis Riddick.
And they should run the football against Arizona because Arizona has shown that when they're not making a real concentrated effort to stop the run, meaning putting some more bigs up on the front, maybe going with 4 or 5 defensive linemen like they did against San Francisco, there's holes. So you need to run the football because I'll also tell you this is probably the least talked about but most talented secondary in the NFL.
Louis Riddick on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ESPN TV and ABC. Arizona, by the way, clinches a playoff spot for the first time since 2015 with a victory. Baylor's the new #1 men's college basketball team in the latest rankings, followed by Duke and Purdue.
We're back on Tuesday reacting to a huge Monday Night Football matchup between the Cardinals and the Rams. Will Arizona be able to stay on top of my real rankings? I'll tell you Tuesday on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingalls Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And, of course, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Take us with you live or on demand with the iHeart Radio app, and seen live everywhere on YouTube. Are you missing out on the live streams? All you got to do is go to thesportsocracy.com and click on the live video link. It pops up first thing when you get to thesportsocracy.com, and you can get, of course, into the chat, subscribe to the channel, and, of course, join the House of Reprehensibles. Yes, it's Monday, and we've had our overreactions. We've talked a lot about, this morning on the Sportsocracy AM. We talked a lot about what happened over the weekend in professional football, but we still are down to the wire here. 4 weeks left, 4 games left for everybody in the NFL. Bye weeks are out of the way. Everybody's making the playoff push now. So we'll talk about...
Not everybody.
Well, no, there are 4 teams.
My team is not.
Right, there are 4 teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs mathematically. That's it. You got 4 in the entire NFL that have been eliminated from the playoff race. Well, we'll break them down. Who's going to make the playoffs? Who stands at the top of the NFC? We'll talk about that coming up at the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk about the AFC here. We've got other news and notes from around the league as well. What injuries are going to play big parts. And, of course, Jeremy is going to give you the picks for the night in the Green on Green coming up at the end of this hour. And Monday Night Football. He gives us another good one this week.
We actually have a good Monday Night Football game. I feel like those are so rare that we have to say that when they come about.
Yes. We had one last week. I know the Buffalo Bills weren't very happy about the way the one turned out last week, but This week we get the Rams and the Cardinals. Must-win scenario for the LA Rams?
It's not a must-win, but it would really help if you did.
It's a need to win. It's a need to win.
Those are not as publicized.
Right.
This is a need to win.
This is a need to win scenario for the LA Rams. So Jeremy will have his picks coming up at the end of the hour in Greene on Greene. And as far as the AFC race goes, I mean, it's not like it's muddled or anything. We only have 8 teams that are vying right now. Yeah, that are vying right now for the 6th and 7th spots in the playoffs. Who is going to miss? If you had to wager right now, what team that should be a playoff team is going to miss out?
That should be?
Right.
I mean, I'm going to level with you. I don't think any more than 5 of them should be. So that's I don't know that I can answer that question. In terms of who's left, the Cleveland Browns are not making the playoffs. Sorry about your luck. You got very lucky that you didn't lose to Tyler Huntley yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I think we need to talk about more is the Baltimore Ravens.
And that's all going to come down to what happens with Lamar Jackson. Is Lamar Jackson hurt or is he injured?
Well, he's certainly hurt. He's got he sprained the ankle yesterday, and he wasn't particularly good before that. They were already getting, I'm not going to say slaughtered, but it wasn't good. It was
close.
It hadn't been good.
Right.
Then Tyler Huntley comes in, and I don't know what combination of you had backed off or whatever the case may be. You were one more conversion away from getting to play the fun game of, hey, can Justin Tucker hit one from 55 outside in the wind?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I wouldn't have bet against it.
Well, you can never bet against Justin Tucker. I mean, he
I
was
would love to have a
the
kicker like that.
He was the only offensive weapon that they had for the majority of that game. And then they allowed the Ravens to get back into it late.
I look at Baltimore and go, you really should not lose. Because there's 3 teams here that are going to really struggle to win tiebreakers.
Mm-hmm.
The Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Denver Broncos. You are really going to struggle to win tiebreakers. Buffalo's right there with them. The only difference is that they only have 2 games left in the conference.
Right.
But that's the worst thing you can do is lose games. The worst thing would be losing games in your division. Because that's in the division for the division race and in the conference. Second worst thing you can do, lose conference games. And you look at a team like Indianapolis that, you have 6 losses, but 3 of them are to the NFC. So they're going to beat virtually anybody in a tiebreaker.
Right.
But their schedule is daunting. They got to play the Patriots this week. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm really rooting for you, mainly because you're playing the New England Patriots, and I would root for anybody when they're playing the New England Patriots. But then you go at the Cardinals. The Raiders is not going to be a fun game. It's at least in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. And then you end with the Jaguars, which is the greatest train wreck travesty in the history of the NFL. But that's the thing about all these teams. We talked about this morning. There's only a couple of these teams that have – none of them have light schedules. Denver's is not that bad. A couple others are not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo's is not that bad.
No.
The rest of them all play each other.
Right.
Every team in the AFC North still plays each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so whoever makes it is going to be really difficult to beat in the playoffs.
I think Buffalo is they're sitting the prettiest out of anybody in the AFC race because you still got 3 should-be wins.
Cupcakes.
Yeah.
You have 3 cupcakes left.
Yeah. You got the Falcons, the Jets, and the Panthers still left on your schedule. And that's only split up by the trip to New England, the return game of the wind game that we had on Monday Night Football.
I wouldn't be shocked if they won that. They should have beaten you yesterday.
I would be a little shocked.
I wouldn't be. They should have beaten you in Tampa yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for the fact that Tom Brady made some behind-closed-doors deal with every official on planet Earth, they would have beaten you yesterday. Because they'd have had the ball at the 1 with 36 seconds to go. Oh, but they don't have any timeouts. I don't care.
Right.
Because I got 3 cracks at running Josh Allen straight up the middle,
Yep.
and I don't think you're going to stop that 3 times.
No. You're so sick of Tom Brady.
I hate officials so much, especially in games in which Tom Brady plays.
Mm-hmm. Pass interference in the end zone by Carlton Davis.
And it was egregious,
Probably
too.
should have been called.
Oh, at least that's a little better than what you said this morning. I don't know.
You just let him play. Just let him play. I love it when it gets down to the end of the game, you just let him play.
I don't.
It'll be fine.
I mean, I'm good with let him play to a point.
Yeah.
Receiver getting mugged in the back of the end zone, that's not really a let him play kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know if I would categorize that as a mugging, but it was a little physical. It was on the physical side. And they did not throw the flag. Ended up Buffalo having to kick the field goal. And then you had the touchdown pass at the end of the game to Brashad Perriman to walk it off there at home.
So who are your wild card teams?
My wild card
If you had to
teams.
pick them right now, who are they?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Indianapolis and Buffalo.
Indy has the tiebreaker, so I just don't see how they're possibly going to miss it.
Right. I'm gonna go with Indianapolis and Buffalo, and
that would be my two as well. But there's one caveat.
What's that?
I don't have the Baltimore Ravens making the playoffs. I don't really care if Lamar Jackson plays or not. You're so hurt at this point. You're not going to beat Green Bay.
No. You'll lose
at
the
least
Green Bay
I don't
game.
see a possible way that you're going to, and it's in Baltimore, which will help.
Right. They'll lose the Green Bay game, and then they got to go to Cincinnati,
who slaughtered them.
Yes, and then they got a game against the Rams at home.
So that puts you at 8-8. I firmly believe you're going to have to win 10 games to get in.
Yeah.
So they're the team I look at and go, Cincinnati, how are they going to do it? I'm not real sure. Because Cincinnati's schedule's not particularly warm and fuzzy either.
I think Cincinnati will end up winning this division. I would like to think that the Baltimore Ravens are not a team that's going to fall out of the playoff race, but again, depending on how bad this is with Lamar, I mean, if he's seriously banged up and he's okay, so say he can play. He has been medically cleared to play, but he's just super limited and can't do the things that he normally does. It's going to be hard to win any of those 3 games.
Well, I mean, I think the thing we have to acknowledge is that you've got 3 division winners that are making the playoffs. New England Patriots are in, Tennessee Titans are in, Kansas City Chiefs are in.
Yes.
I would argue the LA Chargers are right there behind them because you still have one with the Texans and the Broncos and the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you split that. You're 10-7, you're still going to make the playoffs.
I think they'll probably sweep those games and end up 11-6.
I don't know that I agree with you on that. That team's so inconsistent and so maddening that I can't go down that path with you.
Okay.
So then the problem lies of now you got 3 spots left. So there's 2 wild card spots left and the AFC North. Somebody has to fall out. Because to me, I look at the Ravens and go, you're a playoff team. The Colts, the Bills, and the Bengals. So you got 4 teams for 3 spots.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one that has unbelievable. I don't know that I've ever seen a team this hurt. And their schedule is god-awful.
Right.
I can't go any other way.
Well, Cincinnati's got to go to Denver, which is not going to be easy, but it's a winnable game.
I mean, it won't be easy, but I don't know that I care. Denver's one of those teams that they're the exact opposite of the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like the Colts are a 9-win team that has 7. I feel like the Broncos are a 7-win or a 5-win team that has 7.
Right.
Oh, good. You beat the Lions by $1 billion.
And then you get the Ravens and the Chiefs at home, which I don't know that you win either one of those games. They're definitely very losable games. And then you go to the Browns to finish off the season. And at that point, you're fighting for your life. I said this morning, and I think I'm going to stand by, that Cincinnati-Cleveland game, that could be the playoff play-in game.
Winner wins the division.
Winner either wins the division or somehow Baltimore is able to hold on to it, and the winner of that one gets the wild card spot.
Yeah, see, the problem for me for Cleveland, I don't know who you're going to beat. All right, so you get the Raiders this week at home.
Win.
I am not as sold on that as you are. I don't buy Cleveland at all. I trust gas station sushi more than I trust the Cleveland Browns. because you can't throw.
Mm-hmm.
You get into games like yesterday where a team goes, okay, we'll put 8 in the box. And what are you going to do now? You don't have a second gear.
Right. The defense, though. The defense makes big plays. I mean, you saw yesterday, Myles Garrett came up with another strip sack for a touchdown. I mean, it's plays like that make huge differences in close games. And I don't feel like the Raiders have that.
No. I mean, they're a listless team, but that strikes me as one of those games that is going to be a gotcha game.
Mm-hmm.
We look at this, we're doing this next Monday going, how in the world did the Browns lose to the Raiders?
Yep.
Because they're the Browns. That's what they do. Browns going brown.
Right.
The AFC North is what makes this so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody has to come out of that division. And I'm not sure that the best team has the worst schedule. And the second best team is dead. I think they had 22 guys on IR.
Mm-hmm.
And your quarterback's hurt.
Yep. It makes it very, very difficult for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens to hold on to a playoff spot here, as everybody else is chasing them from behind. I mean, Cleveland's got the Raiders. They go to the Steelers in 2 weeks. They go to Green Bay, and that's going to be awful.
Yeah, Green Bay, we'll talk about them in the next hour.
Right.
Which Bay is better?
But you could I very well see the path where both Cleveland and Cincinnati are sitting there with 9 wins. They'll be 9-7 with 1 game to go, and that's going to decide it, either for the division or for the wild card spot.
And the funny part to me here is that whoever wins this division is going to get the Chargers in the first round of the playoffs. I don't like any of you to beat them. I don't care who it is. Oh, but it's going to be on our field.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
San Francisco was on Cincinnati's field last night. They gave you every opportunity to win that game. And what did you do? You lost it.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably not a team in the NFL that I want to lose out and fire their coach more than the Bengals. Because any coach in the NFL I would like better than Zach Taylor.
Which is, I thought you were coming around on Zach Taylor.
No. That's still the one big part of the Bengals that I just can't get behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on display yesterday. You had so many opportunities.
Right.
And you just couldn't capitalize. And Macaulay Culkin tried his best to bring you to the promised land. Joe Burrow looks exactly like Macaulay Culkin.
I hadn't even
now
thought
that
of
I've said it, you'll never unsee it.
I hadn't even thought about that. Okay.
I told HWA that last night, and she went, I can't unsee that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll be Macaulay Culkin forever.
Right. I mean, it's great that, mathematically you're still in this race if you're the Miami Dolphins and the Raiders and the Steelers and the Broncos. But at this point, I feel like the playoff teams in the AFC have to come from the group of Baltimore, Indianapolis, Buffalo, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. And I hate putting Cleveland in that scenario, but there's a very real path to that happening.
And see, to me, there's not. December football, it all comes down to who your quarterback is. And in December, I've seen Baker Mayfield be who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them going into Pittsburgh. I don't really like anything on that schedule for Cleveland. And for the umpteenth year in a row, you'll be at home with Baker Mayfield.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Temperatures remain above average here as we head through midweek. Clear skies, cold tonight. Temperatures drop down to right around or just below freezing. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon climbing up through the mid-60s, 10 to 15 degrees above average. A little cooler Wednesday. Temperatures, however, still above average. Mix of clouds and sun, upper 50s. Mostly cloudy, warmer, upper 60s Thursday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Daydreaming about the cheesy Gordita Crunch Cravings Box? The box that has a cheesy Gordita Crunch, a beefy 5-layer burrito, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink? Stop daydreaming and get to Taco Bell to pick one up today at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time.
Pernicious, adjective, having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Now, Wicked Weed's flagship IPA, winner of a silver medal at the U.S. Open Beer Championships, isn't harmful unless you're a competing IPA. Brewed in the mountains of western North Carolina, Pernicious IPA will destroy your expectations for all others in its class. Pernicious IPA inspires you to enjoy fresh and often. Order up at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, the official craft beer of Furman Athletics. Drink different, drink responsibly.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
It's the 2021 Pro Football Challenge. Make your picks now for this week's games. Weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Asheville Pizza and Brewing. All weekly winners go into a drawing for a getaway trip to Kiowa Island Golf Resort. Make your picks now at ESPNAVL.com.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a huge collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into nature docs, geek out with the family, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
Napa know-how.
Right now, a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil is only $19.99. It's the hottest deal of the year for the coldest time of the year. So if you're in your car right now, there's no need to turn on the heat. I'm about to read this sizzler again. That's Napa full synthetic for a hot $19.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 12/31/21.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
No way.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
If you believe in this spirit thing, the miracle will happen, and then you'll want it to happen again tomorrow. You won't be one of these who says Christmas is once a year and it's a fraud. It's not. It can happen every day. You just gotta want that feeling.
Time for another 12 days of Christmas movie reviews with one Flostradamus, Jeremy Greene, the Scrooge of all Scrooges. He hates everything that's good.
I don't
and
hate
over the
everything
weekend,
that's good.
And over the weekend, he saw another Christmas movie. So, fill us in. Let us know. What wonderful Christmas masterpiece did you partake in this weekend?
This weekend was Christmas with the Cranks. 2004, Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis. If it wasn't for the ending of this movie, it would have broken all kinds of worst movie I've ever seen records. This movie should be really glad they cast Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Because that is the only thing that saved this.
No Dan Aykroyd? Dan Aykroyd, he was in it.
He was awful. So the premise of the movie is Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen are married to each other. Their daughter goes to the Peace Corps, and so she's not going to be there for Christmas. Well, she leaves on Thanksgiving. Halfway through the movie, they've decided they're not going to do Christmas, and their very Christmassy neighborhood has lost their minds that they won't do the decorations at the Christmas parties and all these things.
Right.
Halfway through the movie, the daughter says, "Hey, I'm engaged and I'm coming back for Christmas. She's been gone for 26 days. Like they treated this like, oh, we have to do all the things because our daughter's going back. She was here 4 weeks ago.
Right.
Like she didn't leave. She didn't do a presidential term somewhere. She was gone for 4 weeks. Oh, we couldn't possibly disappoint her. Okay?
Right. You got to give her
she
the
was
Christmas.
Here for Thanksgiving.
You got to give her the Christmas that she's used to.
And don't get engaged after a month. That's weird. Okay. The divorce rate in this country is alarmingly high, and it's because of things like that.
Yeah. So Christmas with the Cranks, I'll be honest with you, I think this movie came out in
2004.
Yeah, there you go. 2004, and I went, no, I don't think you're gonna get me.
It is hard for Tim Allen to do anything where I go, well, that was just an atrocity, because I love Tim Allen.
Really? You must have never seen Galaxy Quest.
Do you think I've seen Galaxy Quest?
No,
I don't even know what that is.
It's some stupid sci-fi movie that he did.
It was horrid. And yet, it was still better than Jingle All the Way. So, on our fun little scale, I give it 10 Wicked Weed beers. It would require 10 of those for me to watch this movie again.
Christmas with the Cranks, apparently very, very awful, but not quite.
But it was warm and fuzzy at the end.
They all are.
They were going to go on a cruise, and, it's... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like the warm and fuzzy, just, okay.
And nobody's shocked.
No! That's not how the world works.
The world never gives you warm and fuzzy endings?
No!
Really?
Hey, look, here's how this movie should have gone. Hey, we're going on a cruise for Christmas. Daughter calls the day before like, hey, I'm in the Atlanta airport. Well, the key's under the mat because we're going on a cruise. So, I've already paid for it. It's not refundable.
That's awful.
I'm going on the cruise.
Uh-huh. Well, because you're a Scrooge.
I'm not. There is nothing Scroogey about me. I love Christmas.
The fact that
what
you
I
wouldn't
hate is these ridiculous Christmas movies where, oh, she's coming home. Well, when was she last here? 3 weeks from Tuesday. So stupid.
Christmas is a big deal to a lot of people.
And I understand that.
And that was the whole point of the movie.
It would be one thing if because she joined the Peace Corps.
Right.
It would be one thing if she had been gone for like 4 years. Now I understand it. Oh, she's engaged now. She's been gone for 22 days.
Right.
Like, all right, now we're staying because we need to have a talk.
Oh, we have to give our daughter the Christmas that she's used to. And so we got to, because that was the deal, right? She called like the day before and they had to rush and put up all the Christmas decorations.
Around to find a ham or something. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So now we are taking, because Tank keeps forgetting to bring me the claymation movies, and I can't find those anywhere.
I did forget.
So we are taking recommendations. These are, and we will take any Christmas recommendation. It just has to be something that I can physically consume off of every streaming app.
Netflix, you have to watch The Christmas Chronicles.
Is that the one with Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus. It's a very, very good movie. Yes, it's all warm and fuzzies and all of that kind of stuff, but Santa has to save Christmas with the help of 2 young children.
I think you just described 40% of every plot line in every Christmas movie I have ever heard.
Yeah. Christmas Chronicles, better than the Santa Claus.
I haven't even seen it. Disagree.
The Santa Claus?
Yeah.
With Tim Allen.
That had Tim Allen in it.
You've never seen it?
Automatically better. No, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Had Tim Allen in it.
Okay.
Of course I've seen it.
I thought you had. That's why I asked the question.
I actually think I watched that last year.
I think you did.
I think that was one of the ones I watched last year.
I think you did. I think Christmas Chronicles is the way to go. So those of you in the chat, if you concur, then...
I've also been told I need to watch Krampus, because apparently that's going to be more my style.
Yeah, but that's... Oh, by the way, over the weekend, I watched a Christmas movie as well. I watched Fat Man. And that was an interesting adventure.
Oh, do tell.
No, I mean just the whole story of Mel Gibson as Santa Claus and getting
it's so dark,
being subsidized by the government, and then the government shorts him on the payout that year, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but The ending was quite fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Because Santa always takes the high road. Always.
It was good.
It was very good. Again, not a movie for children, but adults. I think you'll get a kick out of the Fat Man. You should.
A little dark. Little different take on Christmas.
It very much was, but I agree with you, as you said on this here show on Friday. Anything that Walton Goggins is in is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him in anything else.
Well, now you have to. I mean, you have to start watching these shows. You never saw The Shield.
No,
that was like a groundbreaking. That was one of the first like real gritty FX.
That's the one
series.
with Michael Chiklis, right? Yeah. See, here's where you lose me. You lose me on Michael Chiklis as a cop.
Okay, I thought that's all he played.
It is, and I don't understand why.
The Shield was great.
Yeah. No.
How do you say that? You've never seen it.
Yeah, see, I'm big into believability. Michael Chiklis does not strike me as a cop.
Secret Time? He's not. I mean, he is a cop, but he's not really a cop in The Shield. It's all about hiding behind the badge and doing stuff that you ain't supposed to be doing.
Okay, now
it's
we can
very
talk.
gritty.
Now we can talk.
Oh yeah, he walks that thin blue line all the time. And Justified. You have to see Justified as well. It's a fantastic series. I think you'd love it. All right, so 10 Wicked Weed beers is what it would cost for Jeremy to have to see Christmas with the Cranks again. That's not the worst score that has been given out so far this year. Jingle All the Way was an 11-beer movie. And then you had Fat Man, which was 0 beers.
0. I would just watch that again on a Tuesday.
And then what was the other one that had 4?
Oh, that was with...
Fred Claus.
Fred Claus.
Fred Claus had 4.
Vince Vaughn in it. That's all I remember.
Yeah. All right, so we will continue to do this throughout the Christmas season here, or up until December the 23rd, which will be our last show for the year. Just by the way, here on ESPN Asheville, and I think Christmas Chronicles should be the one that you have to watch.
I keep getting told I need to watch Bad Santa 2. The first one was phenomenal. Billy Bob Thornton. You had me at Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, it was funny. It was very, very funny. Doesn't really put me in the Christmas spirit, but it was a very funny movie. All right, it is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, and it's time to get just a bit outside.
The Sports Tag.
Just a bit outside.
All right, here's the 411, folks.
All right, we got big doings in the NBA. No, this is not about the Chicago Bulls, but if you have not heard today, the Chicago Bulls' next 2 games have been postponed because they have everybody on the roster, save for, 4 people, are now in the coronavirus protocols. But there's been a storyline that we've been following for a few days, and that's Steph Curry trying to break the all-time three-point record currently held by Ray Allen. Del Curry, the Charlotte Hornets' leading three-point scorer of all time, he went on NBC Sports Bay Area the other day, talking to them about his son, Steph, and he made a joke that I just can't ignore. It's one of my favorite ones that I've heard now. He said, I was in Chicago the other day, and I saw LeVar Ball, and he's sitting at the game, and he's wearing a hat that said, I told you so. And we all know that LeVar Ball, he's very boisterous and likes to tell everybody how great his sons are. Dell said, well, if I was at a game and I was going to wear a hat like that, I guess it would have to say I had no idea. Because if you'd have asked me when this kid was 6 years old, I never would have come up with he's going to be the NBA's all-time three-point shooter. And that, my friends, is why I absolutely love Del Curry and parents like him, and absolutely hate LeVar Ball and parents like him. I'm not going to be, this, my kids are the biggest and the baddest. It's going to be they are what they are. And we will see through the development of my child how they what their career trajectory is. I just thought it was great that he took that shot at LeVar and was like, you know what? If I was going to be honest with you, I had no idea he was going to be this good.
Well, as our open speaks to, I could have told you a little bit because I got to see it firsthand.
Yes, you did.
I couldn't tell you who would be the greatest three-point shooter of all time. I can tell you he had the quickest release I have ever seen.
Yep. Steph also now says that he is upset that he even allowed himself to talk about hitting 16 three-pointers in a single game. Did you see this? So when he was 16 away from the record, he had one game left, and he was like, yeah, I could hit 16 in one day. And then he came out against Portland and missed the first 4 shots that he took that night, and I think he ended up going like 5 for 20 or something from three-point range. Now he's regretting it. He was like, I never should have done that. He said it put too much pressure on the day, and that was why it hasn't happened yet, because he came out and hit 6 the other night. He still has 4 to go. He put too much on himself.
It's not going to take long.
No, he'll be able to break that. I feel fairly certain in their next game.
Adam Black asked in the comments, how many did he drop on me? It was 34. I had 6, which was half of our team's offense.
Were you guarding him the entire time?
Not the entire time, but he hit so many from distance that I was the tallest kid on the team.
And they were like, you go.
Go. Good gracious, try something. They also had a big kid that I started guarding him, and every time it wasn't Steph, it was the big kid down low that was just eating my lunchbox.
I was going to say, pounding you into the paint.
That was the first time that I ever came face-to-face with the drop step. You know what I learned about the drop step?
What's that?
Guys that are 6'5", when I think we were 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that drop step, a lot of them can dunk. I could not do that. He could. I saw it up close and personal a bunch of times.
A lot.
Free agency has officially begun. I'm not talking about the NFL. I'm not talking about Major League Baseball. I'm not talking about any pro sport. I'm talking about college football. Apparently, virtually every mediocre quarterback that played for any high-level Power 5 school went, let's switch. We're just going to play musical chairs. Bo Nix at Auburn.
Yep.
Zach Calzada at Texas A&M, of which whoever ends up with him, you got the short end of this stick.
Let's go, Gamecocks.
Keaton Slovis, Quinn Ewers, who is now committed to Texas. This is insanity. Can we please do something about this?
What are you going to do?
You got to do something, because this is insane. I think the stat that I saw, and I would tell you the website, but I can't remember it. There is a website that tracks transfers and things like that. Of current group of or Power 5 schools, there are 17. 17. That's more than a full conference that are either losing their starter or who was expected to be their starter next year.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world are you supposed to corral that? Like Auburn. Who in the world thought Bo Nix was going to leave Auburn? And now where does he go? Quinn Ewers, that's a whole different story. I think everybody with an IQ above salad dressing knew that wasn't going to last for long. Kid reclassifies, skips his senior year of high school to go get name, image, and likeness money in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Then sits behind C.J. Stroud and goes, nope, I think I'm done. I think I have to go now. But it's become a meat market.
Yeah,
this is insanity.
This is all part of the the player Bill of Rights, or what do we call it? The freedom of movement for college football players.
And this is exactly where I was afraid it was going to land.
Mm-hmm.
When we started doing this many years ago, I told you this won't go well. Because as soon as you open this door, this is like Pandora's box. There is no way for you to corral it.
Mm-hmm.
A Keaton Slovis, okay, I understand it. Jackson Dart's the no doubt starter there.
Right.
They're bringing in Malachi Nelson?
Yep.
All right, so you have virtually no shot that you're going to play next year.
Mm-hmm.
You want to transfer? More power to you. Guys like Zach Calzada? Really?
I'm going to go away from the SEC, and I'm going to take a spot somewhere where I can shine.
Well, I got news for you. Unless he's going to play D3, he's not going to shine anywhere.
Really? You don't think he could go to an AAC program or something and be the best quarterback in the...
not good at football.
Okay. But I think that's what these guys are thinking. These guys are thinking, okay, I'm like the 8th best quarterback in the SEC right now. If I transfer out and I go to a group of 5 school, I could probably be the player of the year in my conference next year and boost my draft stock.
I have said this for as long as I can remember. You get one.
You get one
That's
transfer.
the rule. You get one. You can do this one time, and then you're done. That is the only way this is going to work, because you are very quickly swimming into that waters of, why would I want to be a college coach? Why would I want to do this? Half your roster turns every single year. You want to know why programs like Alabama, Clemson outside of this year, Oklahoma, you want to know how they just continuously run through college football? Because they don't usually have turn like this.
No, because they get the best recruits. That's the thing. They get the best recruits, and then they can, they still have turnover. It's just not at the important positions. It's just not, because they have Bryce Young now. But what have we already seen? I mean, Tua's brother, Talia, he was at Alabama and transferred to Maryland so he could play.
And he got one. I'm fine with one. You choose incorrectly. Now, I will say this. Guys like Quinn Ewers, you should be getting better advice than you got. There are 5 starting level quarterbacks at Ohio State. I understand you think you're the greatest thing since sliced toast, and you've been told that since you were 14 years old. I fully get that.
Right.
Somebody should be in your corner going, I don't know that I would go there. I don't know that would be the choice I would make. And this kid did it, no doubt, for name, image, and likeness money. There's no doubt. I don't know that he ever came out and said it, but it was very obvious.
Well, I mean, I think it was the day after he declared.
He signed a $1.5 million deal with an agency that would have been illegal if he'd stayed in the state of Texas, because high school kids can't do that. You're going to have to do something.
So he went and got his money, and now he can take that sponsorship or that endorsement deal down to Texas with him. And he can go down there and be the superstar for Sark's offense.
But I'm just going to tell you things like this, or why people called me the old curmudgeon, that I didn't want these kids to have the freedom to move wherever they wanted to. No, It was never that. It was I knew exactly where this was going to go. You put agencies in the corner of college kids, you know what you're going to stop getting? Intelligent intelligence. As somebody that's covered the NBA draft for long enough, I can tell you every year there's about 150 guys that think they're going to get drafted.
Yeah.
And about 50 of them we literally laugh out loud at.
Yeah.
Like if there were 10 rounds in the NBA draft, you would not get selected. And there are kids every single year that are getting this bad, actionable intelligence, and they throw it all away.
So after one transfer, free of charge.
Free of charge. You don't have to sit out a year. You don't have to do anything.
After that, you have to sit out a year if you transfer again. Because you can't just block them from transferring again.
I don't know what the higher level of that is, but you have to stop this. This is insanity. You want to know why coaches are getting $15 million to coach these programs? Because you have to.
Because of all the headaches, yeah.
Because this has become an absolute unmitigated nightmare.
Yeah.
There's another nightmare that a coach in the SEC talked about, and I'll get into that in the last segment of this here program.
Oh.
I've been waiting to get feisty about something all day, and I'm gonna.
Oh, is this did you see the latest dance video from Brian Kelly?
No, this is from an SEC coach, and I don't know that I would have said it the way he did, but I completely agree with the sentiment.
Brian Kelly landed a big recruit at LSU. Probably the big reason that Max Johnson decided to enter the transfer portal as well. He's got this big 5-star quarterback coming in next year, and they posted a hype video on Twitter, and they're standing on like a little rotating disc, him and the recruit. And the recruit's just flipping the football, looking all cool and stuff. And Brian Kelly's doing like the white man's overbite behind him. Like, yeah, look at my quarterback. I got this Max Holloway kid. This is going to be awesome.
Just the old club dance?
Yeah.
the one that you see every guy doing with his, there's way too much arm movement and way too little everything else movement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like he needs to be wearing a members only jacket in 1984.
Yeah, drinking a gin and tonic with 5 limes in it.
A Zima. He's drinking a Zima.
Oh, yeah. That's even better. Yours was better. +2 for you. You won that one.
Oh, Brian Kelly. It gets worse and worse with him.
Did he say anything?
No.
Did the accent?
There was nothing.
Did it come back?
Yeah, this is my quarterback. Him and my family.
Me and my family are proud to be Tigers. I still would kill to know what vowel there is. What the first vowel of that word is.
What?
Tigers.
It's a Y.
I think it even needs an accent. I think it's an AY.
Or no, that'd be Tigers. Iowa could work.
It's an aggressive vowel sound.
Is it possible that the Baltimore Ravens don't make the playoffs?
100%.
That's still baffling to me to think of where they are. But there again, I haven't seen any kind of an update today. I know Lamar was getting an MRI. They were also doing an MRI on Josh Allen. The report that I heard earlier today, I think it was from Jason Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport is not Michael Rappaport.
Nope, that's the guy that got into it with Kevin Durant.
With Kevin Durant, yeah. Ian Rappaport said that the boot that Josh Allen was wearing after the Tampa Bay game last night was not precautionary. It was necessary, which gives me a lot of pause about what their prospects are going forward. Again,
well,
though,
I mean, you had to know this was coming. You add a game to the regular season. You tighten all of these things up. Surprise, surprise. The injuries went through the roof.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland lost Kareem Hunt again. He's already been ruled out for the game on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. This starts the Saturday games, doesn't it?
Yes. I think this
is the only week we do. This is the only week we do Saturday games, right?
I don't know.
I think this is the only one.
Maybe it is.
This one and Christmas.
Yeah.
There is a game on Christmas, which is on Saturday.
Okay. So, anyway, injuries are going to play a big role. Aaron Rodgers, he's got the toe issue. He said after the game yesterday that the toe got worse, which a lot of people are freaking out about.
He also has a doppelganger that Chris
does
Collinsworth could not stop talking
He
about.
does not have a doppelganger.
I agree with you totally.
That guy kind of looks like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, because he was wearing a Green Bay beanie. If you'd thrown a Pittsburgh Steeler beanie on him,
well, and he had the beard, he had
it.
the hair. Their facial structures are very similar.
Oh, cool. So basically what you're saying is that any person with a scruffy beard and long hair looks like Aaron Rodgers.
Pretty much.
Because that is as close as that guy got.
Pretty much.
I still maintain I look more like Luke Combs than that guy looks like Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, he could be an Aaron Rodgers double in the movie made about Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers was played by Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
like that.
He could be the guy that drives the car that you never see his face. So behind him,
exactly. That's all you need. But no, he is not. He is not. Oh, the guy looks just like Aaron Rodgers. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, tell me your game's really boring without telling me your game's boring. We talked about a dude in the crowd for so long that he pointed at the camera and went,
Which is weird because it wasn't even a boring game. Or was this like in the third quarter when they were running away with it?
Or
the fourth
it was
quarter?
right around the first half. I didn't watch much of it.
That's crazy.
Chicago Bears football, Seacrest out.
Well, look, Chicago had the lead going into halftime. I mean, they were in it.
Yeah, how many minutes of that game did you actually think Chicago could win it?
None.
There you go.
0.
That's kind of the whole point.
Like, if they'd have been up like the Bucks were yesterday, I still wouldn't have believed it.
I kept looking at the score just going, give it time.
Mm-hmm.
Then he threw the pick six, and I went, yeah, here we go. That's about where I thought this was going to go.
Right. Green Bay came up with a big win yesterday over the Chicago Bears. I know it's not a big win, but at this point, when you're fighting for supremacy in the NFC and the race is as tight with the top 3 teams in the NFC as it is, every win becomes a big win at this stage of the season. We'll talk about the power ranking of the teams in the NFC coming up after SportsCenter at the top of the hour. Coming up next, Jeremy's got his picks of the night. Green on Green, the monkey knife fight play of the night, all coming your way here on ESPN Asheville.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. St. Nicholas and my family they'll all be here.
The holidays are coming, and so are the guests. Are you sure your home's ready? Let Over the Moon Cleaning Services do the heavy lifting for you. Right now, Over the Moon is offering Sportsocracy listeners 20% off a deep clean when you schedule bi-weekly or weekly cleanings. Call them today at 585-0146 and book a free estimate. 585-0146.
If holiday music turns your joy all the way up to 10, then SiriusXM is your home for the holidays. From traditional and country to pop, soul, and so much more, SiriusXM has exclusive holiday channels dedicated to the music that makes your season bright. Listen in the car on the way to the party or in the living room as you're wrapping presents. Visit SiriusXM.com/listenholiday for how to start listening.
It's the season of savings at NTB. With deals so big, they'll overstuff your stockings. Now through the end of the year, get up to $100 off for select tires with paid installation after mail-in rebate. Schedule an appointment today at ntb.com. Don't miss the season of savings and up to $100 off. Only at NTB. Eligibility may vary. Charge for tire disposal and TPMS service where required. Shop fee of up to 10% based on regular retail price not to exceed $35. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately. So you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to HarrelsonCBD.com to order yours now. HarrelsonCBD.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
Coffee closes on.
Get them the money!
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
First pick segment of the new week. 34-15 in the last 30 days. I was 6-6 last week. I got 2 for you in the NBA and the Monday Night Football game. First, the Golden State Warriors are a 3.5-point dog tonight at Indiana. Indiana is talking about trading half their team, and the Warriors are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I do not get this line in the least. I understand it's at Indiana. I don't care. Steph Curry might have 40 tonight because, Malcolm Brogdon's a good defender. This is a pace up for them. I don't like this in any way for Indiana. Give me the Warriors minus 3.5. The Milwaukee Bucks travel to Boston to take on the Celtics. Set that line.
Milwaukee minus 11.
Fully healthy. Milwaukee fully healthy.
Yeah.
Boston fully healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pick 'em. That is one of the dumber things I have ever seen in my life.
Wow.
There was a little bit of a narrative that Giannis wasn't going to play. I was rambling around this morning. He's going to play. Full-strength Milwaukee slaughters Boston. Give me the Bucks in a pick'em. Tonight, the Arizona Cardinals are a 2.5-point favorite at home. The over-under is 50.5. Late breaking news, no Jalen Ramsey, no Tyler Higbee for the Rams tonight. That has completely changed my opinion. I love the over because I do think this will be an offensive shootout. So I'm going over the 50.5. I have changed my mind. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals minus the 2.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
Unfortunately, you've already locked in your wager, though.
Well, it is what it is. I'm giving betting picks to the masses, and I ain't going to lie to you.
On the Beat the Chief game, you've already locked in. You cannot change your mind. And I think it's going to be another loss for you. This is not going to be good. By the way, I've already won this week.
Yeah,
just in case anybody wants to know.
That's because there's a horseshoe that you have, and it's in a place that is not visible to the given eye.
Why are you giving out my tattoo secrets? Monkey Knife Fight time. MonkeyKnifeFight.com is the website for daily fantasy sports props fun. Use the promo code TANK, T-A-N-K. When you do that, set up your account, make your deposit. They will match it up to $50 and also give you a $5 free play. What is the free money play tonight, Jeremy?
I am playing the more or less 3.6x multiplier between the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals with no Jalen Ramsey. It makes it really easy for me to go over 260.5 passing yards for Kyler Murray. I think the Rams will be behind. Not particularly loving how they're going to run the ball because I think they will be behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going over 280.5 passing yards for Matthew Stafford. That will take your $20 buy-in and turn it into a $72 prize.
We're going to talk about the NFC power structure coming up at the after the Sports Center update here in just a few. There's a real tight race at the top of the NFC. But let's talk about real quick for the AFC. Do you think that the New England Patriots hold on to the number one seed going through the last 4 games of the season here? Or is this Kansas City's number one seed to claim?
Well, you got 3 teams at the top of this conference that have 9 wins. New England still plays Buffalo, who I don't love them against. I don't love them at the Colts this week. So I could see 2 losses there. I'm looking at Kansas City just going, who exactly are you supposed to lose to?
Right.
I think Kansas City will ultimately be the 1. New England will be the 2.
Mm-hmm. The only game I think that the Kansas City should be worried about?
At the Chargers.
No, I wasn't even thinking that one.
Short week. That's the Thursday night game this week.
Okay.
Now, the one thing I will say is you had 2, I'm not going to say they were walkover games, but they were pretty close to that between these 2. And just weird things happen on Thursday night. I get Andy Reid and I get Pat Mahomes with the Chiefs. So I'm not saying you should be terribly worried about it. But then your long week coming off the Thursday night game against Pittsburgh, you're not losing that. That's in Kansas City. You go to Cincinnati, that turns into a shootout.
That was the one I was looking at going,
and I get
maybe.
And I get it. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either. I don't think they lose another game all year long, and they will end up being the number one seed at 13-4.
And I love how people just keep trying to find reasons to say, oh, the offense is not back yet. One of those touchdowns yesterday was defensive. Okay.
Well, I mean, you do have to think about the last 4 weeks or something. They've scored 56% of their points have been against the Raiders. So that's why people are like, I don't know if they're actually back offensively.
Bet against them.
Oh, I'm not going to.
At your own peril.
Yeah. Sports Center's coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Temperatures remain above average here as we head through midweek. Clear skies, cold tonight. Temperatures drop down to right around or just below freezing. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon climbing up through the mid-60s, 10 to 15 degrees above average. A little cooler Wednesday. Temperatures, however, still above average. Mix of clouds and sun, upper 50s. Mostly cloudy, warmer, upper 60s Thursday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new double steak grilled cheese burrito coated with melty cheese will leave you speechless. So get to Taco Bell and pick one up today. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. Double the steak claim as compared to the steak quesadilla.
Marty, I am the ghost of rewards past, here to show you all the cash back you could have earned on your holiday purchases.
But I get up to 1.75% cash back on all my purchases.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I have a Navy Federal Credit Union cash rewards card.
Well, cool. Happy holidays.
Learn how you can slay the season with the cash rewards card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Daydreaming about the cheesy Gordita Crunch Cravings box? The box that has a cheesy Gordita Crunch, a beefy 5-layer burrito, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink? Stop daydreaming and get to Taco Bell to pick one up today at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
CNBC. The Bulls' next two games, tomorrow versus Detroit and Thursday in Toronto, have been postponed by the NBA because Chicago has 10 players currently in COVID-19 protocols. An NFC West showdown caps off NFL Week 14 with the Cardinals taking on the Rams on Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ESPN TV and ABC to stay in the hunt in the division. LA has to be as physical as Arizona is, says ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
Everybody thinks that Cliff Kingsbury, this Kyler Murray offense is this air raid, spread it out. They want to run the football at you. They call runs more than anybody else in the NFL. They want to play physical brand of football, both offensive line and defensive line. That's what the Rams have to match if they have a shot tonight.
Cardinals up 2 on the Rams in the NFC West, up a half game on Green Bay for first in the NFC. The Cards clinch a playoff spot with a win. Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians says a decision not yet made about the future of receiver Antonio Brown, whose 3-game suspension ends after this week. An NFL investigation determined that Brown produced a fake vaccination card, which is against league rules and is a federal crime as well.
During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Get special savings on Dell XPS and Alienware systems plus monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. Call 800-BUY-DELL. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingalls Supermarkets and Wicked Weed Brewing.
Yes, and we are live in the Ingalls studio. It's the Sportsocracy. Heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Right here on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And, of course, you can see us live on thesportsocracy.com on the YouTube stream every day. Just click on the live video link, hit that subscribe button, join us in the chat, and, of course, you can also join the House of Reprehensibles. Get in those super chats, too, folks. Super chats this month. All the proceeds going to the Eblin Charities St. Nicholas Project. So be sure to hit, don't feel shy to hit that super chat button. We want to make Christmas very, very special for all of the needy kids in our area. Eblin Charities continue to do a heck of a job for our community in that respect. Second hour of the program, always brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. You know, the top of the NFC is pretty crowded right now. You got the Arizona Cardinals that are getting ready to take on an LA Rams team that's not going to have any Tyler Higbee. There will be no Jalen Ramsey. This could get interesting for the Rams.
This could be less than ideal.
I mean, I thought Arizona was going to win this game anyway, but this makes it infinitely more difficult for the LA Rams to pick up the win here, which I still feel like they're going to have a very respectable record at the end of the season. I went through today and I did the playoff machine, that's on ESPN.com just to see how it would look with my picks going over the rest of the season. And nothing really changed. I don't have the Arizona Cardinals losing another game the rest of this year.
No. I mean, in the top of the NFC is a very top-heavy conference.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like once you get past Arizona and the Bays, it drops off a cliff. You get a Dallas Cowboy team that, yeah, they're good, but they're not as good as they should be, and that defense is going to be problematic. Yeah, you have Micah Parsons, who you should thank all your lucky stars that you have him, because if it wasn't for him, that defense would be in bad shape.
Really?
They don't cover well.
I don't feel like it's that bad. I mean, they still create turnovers left and right.
Yeah, and a lot of that has directly to do with Micah Parsons.
I mean,
even if he's not the one that gets home.
Right. I mean, Trayvon's got, 10 picks this year?
Yeah, and he also gets burnt a lot.
This is true.
I just feel like there's a big chasm between the top three, and then you get into – I kind of put the Rams and the Cowboys together of if everything broke right, sure, but I don't think you're beating two of these teams.
Okay.
I really don't. I mean, the NFC, I think we could just tap out and go straight to a 4-team playoff. I don't need any of these wild card teams.
Just all of the division.
Yeah, I don't need any of these wild card teams.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary for some of these teams in the first round of the playoffs. Now, obviously, whoever ends up with that 7 seed, the number 2 seed, which would be the Green Bay Packers right now, they're not going to have that great of a challenge on their hands.
Yeah, especially because the Packers are probably not going to lose another game all year.
Mm-hmm. And they're looking at somebody in the realm of the Washington football team, the New Orleans Saints. You don't have a scary opponent.
The tiebreaker right now for the 7 seed is 8 lines long on ESPN.com. Because there are, 5 teams tied at 6 and 7 for the 7th seed? And here's how bad it gets. The bottom 2 are the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
Yes, that Saints team that struggled with the Jets for 3 quarters yesterday. And then Taysom Hill went, Jeremy took me on DraftKings. Right. I got to do some stuff.
I was going to say, when it came down to it, they put them away pretty aggressively in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that was late. They scored 2 touchdowns, I think, in the last 8 minutes.
Something like that.
Had one really long drive that I think started like the 6th. That team's not good.
No.
The Falcons are not good.
But the
Minnesota Vikings are not good.
But they are a better team when they are at full strength. Or, not. I don't guess they can really be full strength.
What is full strength?
With Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara makes this team full strength, quote unquote.
Alvin Kamara certainly helps. There's no it scares you on the outside. I mean, the big play they ripped off yesterday is because the Jets had 9 in the box.
Right. Well, when I went through my little exercise of doing the playoff picture, I made Jeremy question my sanity.
Yeah. I think you clicked a button wrong.
When I told him that I ended up with the New Orleans Saints as the 7 seed.
And the thing I can't figure out is how in the world you think they're going to win 2 more games.
Well, look.
I mean,
so they got to go to Tampa.
One excuse here. I got drunk before the show. That would make it make a little more sense.
You don't think that they have a chance at beating the Miami Dolphins at home in Week 16?
No, I don't.
Not at all.
Not even in the slightest.
Okay.
This team's not good.
All right.
For me, I can't stop getting back to Washington and San Francisco. And I had this right 4 weeks ago. The only problem is I had the wrong team in the NFC East.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I get the Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Miami Dolphins. Those are winnable games, in my opinion.
I don't think they're better than the Falcons at this point.
Really?
I really don't.
Okay.
Because I would say Cordarrelle Patterson is probably an equivalently impactful offensive weapon to Alvin Kamara right now. You can just do more things with him.
Okay.
Which is
I struggle to get there, but okay.
If you had to find 5 weird lines that we've said in this year, that's in the top 5 of things that I just. If you had told me that in August, I would have. We would have had a talk.
So when it comes to being the MVP of your team, it's a close race between Cordero Patterson and Alvin Kamara.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Cordero Patterson is incredibly impactful.
And you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. But last week, I said I felt like a team might be 8-9, getting that 7 seed. If New Orleans cannot pull off the win at home against Miami,
to me is how in the world they're going to win all these tiebreakers, because they lose it to practically everybody.
I don't know. It's the playoff machines thing. Like the way that I picked all of the games for the rest of the season, that's who I end up with. New Orleans Saints at 9-8 with the 7 seed. That's how you did it,
because everybody else would be 8-9.
Right.
They're going to have to be a game clear of everybody, and I cannot figure out for the life of me how you get there.
That's the Miami game.
Okay. I have a feeling we are going to aggressively disagree on that one.
Look, now I might feel differently about that come 2 weeks from now. I'm just saying today, as I went through the exercise, that's what I ended up with.
Well, unless somebody donates a hand to Taysom Hill, I think you're really going to struggle to win 2 games with a quarterback that can't throw.
With the broken finger?
Taysom Hill had a play yesterday. It's one of the most dumbfounding things I've ever seen in my life. He dropped back to throw, literally got the ball into the ready position, and then just squeezed it out of the back of his hand. And it went dead backwards.
I got Minnesota, Washington, Philadelphia, all ended up at 8-9. Because I just don't know what to believe about the Washington football team.
They're really simple. They can beat teams they're better than. Yeah, they got one weird win against you. Other than that, they've lost to every team that they're worse than, beaten every team they're better than,
right,
except one loss to the Saints, which still makes my head hurt a lot.
But no, I don't know that anything's going to change over the course of the next 4 games at the top of the NFC. I see a very real path to all of these teams winning every game that they have left, and we're still stuck here. Arizona's 1, Green Bay's 2, Tampa Bay's 3. And it can give you some scary matchups. I mean, like the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs. That'd be a heck of a game.
You would throttle them.
You think so?
One of the things that this offense is kind of built around is that you have to be able to establish an ability to run the ball. You're not going to do that on Tampa Bay. The teams that can beat Tampa are really easy to figure out because they're teams that don't really care about running. For whatever reason, Buffalo didn't figure that out for 3 quarters yesterday. Like, oh, wait, what is that one thing they can't do? Stop anybody on the outside. The back half of your secondary is pitifully bad. I think you could line 4 guys up on Devontae Adams, and he would still have $150 against you. Of which, please somebody knock him out of the playoffs. I can't deal with the insufferability of your team being good. I need to get back to Tampa Bay being Jets South.
Jets bad.
Yeah, I need you to be Jets South again. And I know it's coming soon enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, just give us another 2 years.
It ain't going to be that long. Brady will be on AARP 2 years from now. So
that's what I'm saying. We'll be back in that boat when Tom leaves.
Yeah, you said 5 weeks from now. That's a weird way to say 5 weeks from now.
Not going to happen. What makes you think that Tom Brady is anywhere close to hanging it up?
Time. The fact that I really hate this argument. And I listened to it from New England fans forever. Well, nobody had done it at 44 either. Yeah, and so when does this stop? Like 60? Like, I mean, is he like coming out here with a walker with tennis balls on the bottom of it? Is that how you think this is going to roll? And if I hear one more thing about Tom's newfound rushing ability,
oh gosh,
Tom Brady would lose a foot race to me.
Did you hear
now?
Did you hear what Bruce Arians said about that after the game?
Yeah, he wasn't fond of it.
No, he was like, that stuff stops now. Only he didn't say stuff. Like, we're not doing this. Tommy gets all upset yesterday because
it's because Arians. I think Tom's only 4 years younger than Bruce Arians is. So,
but who was? I think it was Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver like drug Brady to the ground yesterday as he was trying to run it, and then he kind of did the equivalent of the Kobe step over or the Was that right? It was Kobe doing the step over, or Allen Iverson. What do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking
Where
about.
the guy falls on the ground and he hits the three in the finals, and he stepped over him. I don't remember who that was.
I mean, a lot of people have done that, so let's go with Kobe and move it right along.
Anyway, Ed Oliver did that to Tom Brady yesterday. Then the next play, Tom gets up and runs for 12 yards and slides and, throws the ball down angrily. And Bruce Arians went, "You need to stop that right now."
That's kind of like saying, hey, you remember that crossover? Let's see, Michael Jordan's, LeBron James's, Allen Iverson's. I could do this for a while.
Oh, that was a pivotal moment in NBA history, and I don't understand why you can't remember. I can't remember, but you should be able to. You're better at basketball than I am. Right.
Allen Iverson's what's being said in the comments.
There you go. The Allen Iverson step over. It's like one of the most disrespectful things that ever happened in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, see, and everybody else gets revved up about that. I don't, because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you walk down the court going nana nana boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. I don't care. Like, that's taunting. Yeah, sorry, it doesn't rev me up.
Right. Well, no, you've got to know where you stand in the pecking order.
Hey, I did it to Tyronn Lue. I do remember that. I do remember that.
Okay, thank you.
And I remember that for one very specific reason. Because when Ty Lue got the job in L.A., somebody posted a meme about it.
Yes.
That is literally the only reason I remember that.
Oh, that's right. You were in kindergarten when that actually happened in the finals. I forgot.
Probably. Allen Iverson retired a year after I got out of high school. Right. So,
anyway, I don't understand. Like, I get you want Tom Brady to be gone, but I don't see any path to him leaving after this year. First off, he's already under contract for next year. They did that whole moving, shifting money around thing. And, oh, by the way, he is the leading passer in the NFL. You did get that right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I also understand he's 45 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can keep just stacking up these years. More power to you. Eventually, you're going to regret it. I mean, I understand he's in great shape and all this. Mm-hmm. I'm full well aware of that. You get to a certain point where it's like, oh, okay, every guy in this league's 20 years younger than me. Okay. You'll keep blowing it off until it matters.
Right.
And, okay.
I mean, heck, he's playing against guys who he was teammates with, their dads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are guys coaching that he played with.
Yeah. Patrick Surtain's kid. That's always going to stick out in my mind. Of Patrick Surtain's dad was like 3 years into the NFL, Brady's rookie year.
Yeah, let me give you a solid piece of advice.
Yeah.
There are things happening in Tom's personal life right now. You should probably enjoy this ride while you're on it. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you don't believe me, Google it.
What is that? No, you have to tell me now. What is there like?
Let's just say, according to some reporters in Tampa Bay, things are not exactly going well on the home front.
So, I see.
I mean, I don't live next door to the guy. I'm just telling you what's being reported.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's not okay. See, that's all the more reason for him to continue to play. All that money is going to walk out the door with Giselle, and he's going to need it. Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think there's another threat in the NFC.
No, to me, the best team in the NFC is completely clear. And it's the Green Bay Packers. Oh. That's the best team in the NFC, and to me, it's not all that close. The defense is markedly better than it was.
I was going to say,
but Justin Fields scored last night. Yeah, then what happened? And then what? Did you watch the second half? Because that was not particularly close.
No, they outscored them 24-3 in the second half.
And you're going to have to go up there and beat them.
Right.
Good luck with that.
Right.
And now you got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who I don't know if he just stayed really close to Devontae Adams for long enough that some of the talent wore off, but he's actually a legitimate two at this point. Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard is probably my favorite player that does things that nobody cares about but me.
Okay.
He's one of the best blocking wide receivers in the league. I finally heard somebody say that last night, and I went, hey, why did it have to be Chris Collinsworth? I really don't want to give you credit, but now I have to.
But now you have to. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. We'll be right back.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Temperatures remain above average here as we head through midweek. Clear skies, cold tonight. Temperatures drop down to right around or just below freezing. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon climbing up through the mid-60s, 10 to 15 degrees above average. A little cooler Wednesday. Temperatures, however, still above average. Mix of clouds and sun, upper 50s. Mostly cloudy, warmer, upper 60s Thursday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Heavy delays, 240 eastbound between exit 4A and Merriman Avenue. An accident in the stretch. 240 on the westbound side. Slow between Charlotte Street and US 1923, exit 4A. 26 westbound is slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Haywood County 40 westbound delays between Harmondin Road and the NC-Tennessee state line. Sweeten Creek Road northbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. And NC 191 Brevard Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Clayton Road is slow. And Brevard Road northbound near Avery Creek slow approaching Long Shoals Road. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next day delivery to curbside pickup to getting involved with local communities. Get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family. Like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, base is loaded.
This is what it's all about.
And here's the pitch. Oh, a deep drive to center, way back. This could go all the...
And now a message from our sponsor.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection. Progressive.
I can't believe it. Did that really just happen?
Folks, you'll never forget where you were when you heard that call.
Progressive. There's never a bad time for great protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
Were you really expecting anything other than that? Coming back from the break, regardless of what they say, of what all the blogosphere says, Tom Brady's not quitting. He's still at the top of his game. What are you talking about?
I'm so ready for this to be over.
It just irritates you that we got him and you didn't.
No, I can't root for Tom Brady. He has ruined 20 years of my life. I can't do it.
Oh, if the Jets had signed him, you'd have been in hog heaven.
No, I wouldn't have. Because it would have been the greatest conflicting thing of my entire life. Oh, we just signed what I value to be a minion of Beelzebub. And now I have to root for him? Oh, yeah, that's not going to be fun.
Old Beelzebub. Okay.
Beelzebub.
Micah Parsons is doing something that nobody's ever done in the NFL. No defensive player in NFL history has come in and been this dominant his first year into the league. It is amazing to me to think, somebody threw this stat out earlier today, that Micah Parsons has a 21.5% pressure rate on all snaps played this year.
He is unbelievable.
And we knew that. We knew he was going to be great coming into the league. There were all the questions in the draft process about his maturity level and all of that. And we had the stories coming out of Penn State about what occurred there and the hazing that he was apparently involved in. And so there were questions. But I fully believe, like, every team that picked ahead of him right now, save for, I don't know who that picked ahead of them in the draft this year is actually upset that they didn't take Micah Parsons. Is it everyone?
I'm sure there are a few.
I mean, like the Jacksonville Jaguars took Trevor Lawrence at number 1. We all knew that was going to happen. I mean, Trevor hasn't really done much.
No one could do much with that team. I don't care who you are.
Well, he threw 4 interceptions yesterday in that 20-0 loss to the Tennessee Titans. So I get Jacksonville Jaguars fans maybe not feeling too rosy about the Trevor Lawrence era. But we put a lot of that blame on their coach and the
all of it.
Dumpster fire.
I'm going with all of it.
Right.
You have the worst coach I have ever seen in my life. Did you see his handshake with Vrabel after that game?
No.
Didn't even turn his head. And Vrabel worked for him at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Met him at midfield, that just stuck his hand out and kept going. I was like, you are the biggest jerk on this planet.
Well, hopefully it'll all be over soon. Your Jets? Are your Jets upset that you took?
No.
Right.
Well, you're not. I mean, you're just not taking a linebacker that high.
Right.
Everybody knew how talented he was. What they didn't think was that he was going to play as a dedicated edge rusher like this.
Mm-hmm. Trey Lance, Kyle Pitts. I don't think those teams are looking at it going, we should have done something differently.
Well, no. I mean, first of all, you're not even a year into it. So being revisionist like that is absolutely insane.
You got the Cincinnati Bengals with Jamar Chase, who, here's another trivia stat for you. Since the AFL-NFL merger, there have only been 5 guys in their rookie years that have over 1,000 yards receiving and at least 1,000 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns. Jamar Chase hit that level yesterday. The others were Randy Moss and Odell Beckham Jr. and Mike Evans and Justin Jefferson. That's a pretty elite class to belong to. Jalen Waddle with the Miami Dolphins, Penny Sewell with the Detroit Lions. Carolina, there's one. The Carolina Panthers instead of taking J.C. Horn.
You still got exactly what you needed. You needed a corner.
I'm just saying
there's no reason to me it is absolutely dumb to go back and look at that 14 games later.
Right.
Like, if you're kicking yourself for who you took in this draft, you are way too quick to rush to judgment. Now, has Micah Parsons been fantastic? Sure. Would he have been fantastic in all these defenses? No. You put him in Jacksonville? Sorry, he's not Micah Parsons. There's no DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side. There's no Trayvon Diggs behind him.
Right.
It's all a product of circumstance.
Yep. Well, 11 teams passed up on him, and later down the road, it could be something that all those teams go, yeah, we should have done that. We should have taken Micah Parsons. because he is just an absolute freak of nature.
Now, he would have my vote for Defensive Player of the Year right now.
And it's hard.
I don't know who you can put in front of him.
It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue against that.
Well, it's T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, or him. Watt missed games. Myles Garrett's on a team that's not going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's pretty simple. He's not just going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, which he locked that up 6 weeks ago.
Right.
Now it's a question of, will he win Defensive Player of the League?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Dallas, you should thank your lucky stars. Because if it wasn't for him, that defense would look markedly worse than it does.
Indeed. A 21.5% pressure rate is just phenomenal. And there are guys who, and that's the other thing, he's doing it with less rushes.
The thing that blows my mind about him is that he has an arsenal of pass rush moves that I had never seen before. I mean, playing as an off-ball linebacker, you don't see that often.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you get, and I'm not trying to throw the kid under the bus because I think he's fantastic too. His linebacking core mate at Penn State, Odafe Owa.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a pass rusher. He's just a freak athlete. He doesn't have that skill set yet. Will he? Sure. Micah Parsons had it and never really showed it.
Yeah.
Or Dan Quinn's the best defensive coach in the history of time. I don't know which one.
Right.
I'm going to lean to the former, not the latter.
Yeah. I don't think this is all on Dan Quinn. Parsons has 75 tackles this season, 17 tackles for a loss. And he's got 12.5 sacks. It's very, very impressive.
He's a tremendous player. I mean, you can't watch Dallas Cowboy film and it not just jump off the screen at you.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
I discovered something new today. I did not realize this. In Saudi Arabia, they have camel beauty contests.
I did not know this either.
No. They have a month-long camel festival, the King Abdulaziz Camel Festival, and it runs an entire month. And during it, they judge the most beautiful camels in the world. And there is a prize pool, and we know there's a lot of money out there in Saudi Arabia, but even for, I mean, this is like the Western North Carolina State Fair having a massive prize pool for the prettiest cow. And their prize pool is $66 million for the camel contest. Well, obviously with that kind of money on the line, there are going to be people who try to, skirt the rules, cheat a little bit. 40 camels have been disqualified from the annual pageant because they found that their breeders were doing things to make them look a little bit better. This year, authorities discovered that dozens of breeders had stretched out the lips and noses of camels, used hormones to boost the beast's muscles, injected camels' heads and lips with Botox to make them bigger, inflated other body parts on the camels with rubber bands, and used fillers to relax their faces. Now, I'm not a camel hater. I like camels. They're fine animals. They're very unique to this earth. But I don't know that you can make one of them pretty. I've never looked at a camel and went, "That's a very attractive camel."
I can genuinely say, before you brought this story up to me earlier, I had never even vaguely thought of it.
Nope. But 40 camels disqualified from the annual pageant in Saudi Arabia. That, again, I just want to reiterate, has a $66 million prize pool. That's insane.
I feel like there's a Jason Statham movie in this somewhere.
What would he play? Would he play the judge?
He's like smuggling camels in or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He's the great camel smuggler.
They have been cosmetically sorry.
That wasn't bad. No, you were on a roll there. Come on.
They have been cosmetically altered.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
My story is also doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it made me laugh a lot. An exit sign on a Delaware highway was replaced this week after drivers pointed out on social media that there was a little bit of a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Delaware. The sign was for Delaware Highway. Apparently, whoever made the sign was not aware there are 2 A's in Delaware because it says the Delaware Highway. And the people that did it had a very interesting excuse. Well, we had to make it quick, okay? So, because we ordered a sign and it wasn't going to be here in time. First of all, how is the sign not here in time? Like, is the road going to disappear? They said they made a temporary sign. You still haven't explained why you spelled the word wrong. Like, did it take less time to spell it incorrectly than it did to spell it right? And this is a huge overpass sign. Which, I mean, I had so many questions by the end of this that I really want to ask somebody that works for the DOT.
Okay.
What is the difference between a temporary sign and a permanent one? Because this looks like every sign I have ever seen on a freeway in my life. So what's different about it?
Maybe
like,
not.
Is it thinner?
Like not as high-grade metal.
Is it not secured as properly? Because I still feel like it would lead to some very uncomfortable things if it were to come down.
Oh, absolutely.
The funniest part, this is the part that I could not stop when I looked at this. Somebody had to hang that up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it had to be delivered. They pulled it up there, and a whole slew of people just looked at it and went, mm-hmm. Yep, that'll do.
And how is it spelled?
Delware. Delaware Avenue.
Delaware.
And every one of them looked at it and went, mm-hmm. That's just fine. I feel like there had to be somebody in the back going, oh, wait. I think we're missing a letter.
Right.
Like halfway through the process, but I don't really want to do this again. Just hang it up there. It'll be fine. Nobody will notice. It's a road sign. Who looks at road signs? We all have Jeepuses. We all have Jeepus.
And they don't have they don't have spell check. Probably on the program that they put it in.
Really honest with you. If it had been spelled Deleware, I wouldn't have told this story because I was today years old when I found out that it wasn't spelled that way. Real big fan of spell check.
Right.
Really glad I have one of those.
Yeah. I remember when I was working in the newsroom over at 570 WWNC, they used to get on me because I would do stories and, you'd refer to the state of North Carolina the first time, and then you use the nicknames after that just to make the story flow a little better. There was about 10 times that I put stories on our website where it said the Tar Heel State. Yep. I did that.
I'll just be really honest.
Because you can spell check that and it's not going to hit it.
I'm going to be really honest with you. As somebody that reads things you write on a daily basis,
mm-hmm.
I don't know that I've ever heard anything that surprised me less. Your use of periods is just baffling to me.
What do you mean?
Well, because we do YouTube videos, obviously.
Right.
Well, some days it takes a copiously long time for me to do the graphics. So I'll just say, hey, why don't you do the description there?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back through you do realize that a sentence is supposed to have a subject and the prepositions and all of the tenets of a sentence.
Right.
And you'll do that across 3 of them. And I go, great sentence, but that should be a comma, not a
period.
Continue the sentence. Continue the thought. You did the one the other day where you put but in. Everything was perfect. But there was a period instead of a comma. And I went, wait, but how? How?
Did I capitalize the next word?
No.
Oh, okay.
You did everything exactly right.
Well, it was supposed to be a comma. You knew it.
Oh, I fixed it.
And thank you for fixing it.
Yeah, I fixed it.
I appreciate it. That's what we're all about here.
I will say, watching you type that's fun for me.
Oh, it's infuriating. I know. I mean, I took a typing class in high school, and they were like, "That's not how you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do it this way." Like the home keys thing, never got it.
I type 130 words a minute, and I have never used the home row keys in my life.
Have you not?
Oh, no. Oh, my keyboarding teacher in high school was like, "Oh, you'll never be able to type with any kind of accuracy with that." I'm like, "Oh, really?" What
Done.
now? What you gonna do about it?
Right. What is a good score on like a typing?
My wife types faster than I do.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what's average?
Well, that depends.
Or do you have any idea?
A lot of people like me or a lot of people like you? Because I would say you're one of the faster bad typers I've ever seen.
See, that's where I was getting ready to head with this. Like I went through a temp service one time after losing a job, and the easiest way to find the job was just to go through the temp service, and they put me through the typing test. And I'd scored like above average on typing, and I went, how is that possible? Because I feel like I type like, I don't know, like I'm carving it in stone sometimes.
Amy will call me sometimes between the shows, and she's got a keyboard like I do.
Mm-hmm.
The ergomatic, turn your hands the right way keyboard. I don't know what she's doing to that, but it sounds like she's beating it against the wall. Because there's just a very loud noise
just
and
hammering
a
it
lot of keys.
Like she'd have been really good with a typewriter back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she'd break the ribbon on a typewriter. There is no doubt about it.
Let's just puncture all the way through that thing. Get that done right now.
Oh, Stephen Tao. Stephen Tao had two of them, actually.
Yeah.
He said, commas save lives. Difference between let's eat, Grandma, and let's eat, Grandma. That's exactly. Punctuation is very important.
It does matter.
He also said, I could hit 130 a minute on my phone, never on a keyboard.
130?
I type faster on my phone than I do on a keyboard. Wow. But I also do swipe.
Yeah, Jason Trump says the average is 40 to 50 words per minute.
Ergonomic. What did I say?
Agricultural, I don't know.
I think I said ergomatic. Look, it's been a long day.
It's the brand new Ergomatic. It fixes all your ergos.
Yeah. That's one thing I love about doing this show is when I say something stupid, that it just never is allowed to slide. If you remember the great elk quarter of...
that was great.
Where I couldn't stop calling them elk.
Yeah. Everybody of that kind of elk,
nope.
They all have horns.
Nope.
Okay,
elk
awesome.
is that's like the brother of a caribou.
I am glad that you also stopped using the word poultry. You haven't tried to squeeze that in anywhere in a while.
And I'm not going to lie, it's because I don't remember what you said. I don't remember if I was using it right and then wrong or wrong and then right. I don't remember.
No, wrong. You've always used that word wrong. Like, he just signed for $8 bazillion. That's a poultry sum. No, Jeremy, it's not.
Well,
that's not what poultry means.
All right. My education came from a place where your diploma would be written in crayon. And if I had gotten one of them, I would show it to you. But I didn't.
Oh, it's so sad.
So there's that.
Oh, should I play your? Oh, West Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I learned. That's what I learned. So, yeah.
You learned 3 words, and 2 of them were wrong.
Yeah,
elk and poultry.
Keep calm and play country roads and move on.
Has anyone's job security changed as drastically in one season of football as Matt Rule's has with the Carolina Panthers?
No. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think my opinion on a coach has ever changed this drastically in this short of a period of time.
Right. I mean, after losing to the Atlanta Falcons yesterday, I am seeing way more of this Matt Rule needs to be fired immediately narrative than I ever thought I would at the beginning of the year. Like at the beginning of the year, I just kind of sloughed it all off. Oh, this is just, this is like, the football fans arguing about the referee. Oh, the referees cost us that game. Yeah, shut up, move on. But now I'm starting to actually believe it. That Matt Rule is not an NFL head coach and should no longer be employed by the Carolina Panthers. Adam Black said in our morning show this morning that he'd be surprised if there wasn't a decision made today. And I don't know if it's that aggressive.
Well, here's the problem. You always got to think about this when you fire a coach. Who are you going to replace him with?
Mm-hmm.
Phil Snow? I don't believe so. You had somebody you could have replaced him with.
Joe Brady.
Yeah, you fired him last week.
Yeah.
Please tell me he was the problem again. Oh, we don't run the ball enough with Joe Brady. 1 week later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't Joe.
No. And I'm starting to feel like the tide is turning against Urban Meyer. I mean, I get that Shad Khan is continuing to stand on this, I made the right decision thing, but how
Shad
much
Khan
longer?
Always had a dream of getting Urban Meyer to Jacksonville, and that dream has very quickly turned into a nightmare.
Yeah, and how much longer can you do this? I think Jacksonville will be putting themselves way behind the 8 ball already than they already are.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Jacksonville's fan would probably be really upset if they didn't fire Urban Meyer.
T's and P's, Roy.
If they had more than 9 of them, we'd probably talk about it more.
But I'm starting to feel the same thing about Joe Judge with the New York Giants. I know he wasn't on solid ground to begin the season anyway, but now the Giants are in they are in a horrible stretch of seasons here that they haven't seen since the 70s and 80s.
We got asked in the comments, what would be the hottest head coaching vacancy this offseason? We did that a few weeks ago, but there's one that I'm getting more and more convinced is actually going to come open. It's more attractive than I make it.
Okay.
And it's Minnesota.
I don't see how that's not an attractive job.
Well, I didn't love it in the beginning because you're stuck with Kirk Cousins, for lack of a better word.
Stuck?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a heck of a way to say, or that's a heck of a statement about a guy who's statistically at the top of the league.
Well, he also can't be this good again. It's just not who he is. This season's a complete outlier for Kirk Cousins. But then I started thinking about the division of the Lions are 2 years away from being even pseudo-relevant.
Yep.
The Bears appear to have made an egregious error with Justin Fields. And if you took Aaron Rodgers off the Green Bay Packers, which you're going to within 3 years, one way or the other, that's a really listless division. And then look at Minnesota and go, oh, I have Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook and a whole mess of young guys.
Right.
That's more attractive than I thought.
You say Kirk Cousins can't be this good.
And apparently, if you're the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, it becomes much easier to convince supermodels to date you.
Right. You say Kirk Cousins can't be this good again. Like, what metric do you use to use that?
Interceptions. He turns the ball over a lot.
Okay.
He hasn't this year.
Well, I mean, 2019, he had 26 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So, that would have been the outlier year.
How many attempts do you have that year?
Let's see here.
If I remember, it's about 150 less than he's on pace for this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was 30 less than he's got right now.
With 4 games left.
2 fewer games played.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at his efficiency stats, like the QBR. I mean, he's got a 54 QBR this year, and that is the lowest it's been since he became a starter in the NFL.
Which is funny because he's done more and is graded more poorly.
Mm-hmm.
QBR is a good metric. It's not flawless.
It's not flawless. I understand that. Every stat can lie at some point.
That one just happens to lie much less than quarterback rating.
I feel like that's a job that anybody should be ready to take over. With the weapons that they have on offense?
He is the only quarterback to throw for 25-plus touchdowns 7 years in a row. Stephen Todd just put that in our comments.
Yeah.
And that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
And he gets a lot of crap because of the Monday Night Football or the prime time record is 0-9 or whatever it's up to now. I understand all of that. I mean, I criticized him as well. We criticized the contract when he signed it with Minnesota, and they gave him $80 million, which was astronomical at the time. Now you see an $80 million contract for a quarterback and go, you got a heck of a deal. I mean, unless it's Baker Mayfield.
I mean, that's one of the other parts of this is I think a lot of the jobs that are going to come open this year are just gnarls Barkley. That Carolina job is not overly attractive. Oh, great, you got a young defense. You also have no picks in this draft. You have a first, and you don't pick again until the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
That's not overly attractive.
And I don't think you have a whole lot of money to play with next year.
No.
You got like $20 million, I think.
I think it's 27, if
something
I
like
remember
that.
correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying it's unattractive. It's one of the more attractive jobs on the market because you're competing with the Raiders and the Bears, the Seahawks. These are a lot of teams that are overly committed and underperforming.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina doesn't have that problem, but you don't have a quarterback, and you do not have a clear path to getting one.
Right.
But if I had to pick the most attractive one, I would say it's probably it's Denver and Minnesota, or 1-2 for me.
I would agree.
And the more Denver wins, the more I'm convinced they're not going to fire Vic Fangio.
Well, since you said last week that Vic Fangio and George Payton apparently have a good relationship, maybe this will be something that George looks at and says, you know what, it's my job to go get you a quarterback since you don't have one. That's the one thing that we feel like this team misses. So if I get you one, because he's not like Mike Zimmer, right?
He'll still be a bad coach.
Yeah, but he's not like Mike Zimmer, where, I mean, Vic is a defensive guy. That defense is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's not in the scenario of that's the worst part of your team and that's what you're supposed to do like Minnesota has. Because I feel very certain that Mike Zimmer's gone.
I don't think there's any way that he's not.
Right. But do you still think Joe Judge gets replaced in New York?
No. I think that's going to be one of those arranged marriages that they bring in a GM under the connotation that you have to keep Joe Judge.
Right.
Which that always works out so well.
Well, they have clinched their 5th straight losing season. And again, like I said, that's something that has not been done in New York since the stretch between 1973 and 1980, which was before even I was born. I should tell you how long ago that was. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Jeremy is mad about something an SEC coach said.
I am.
He'll tell you about it up next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow. 240 eastbound between US 1923 exit 4A and Merriman Avenue. An accident in the stretch at Montford Avenue. 240 on the westbound side is slow between Charlotte Street and US 1923 exit 4A. 26 westbound slow after Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow in Haywood County between Harmon-Den Road and the NC-Tennessee state line. Airport Road eastbound near Rutledge Road is slow due to an accident. Near Hendersonville, Boylston Highway near Butler Bridge Road. An accident here has 2 left lanes closed. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next day delivery to curbside pickup to getting involved with local communities. Get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
It's the season of savings at Tire Kingdom. With deals so big, they'll overstuff your stockings. Now through the end of the year, get up to $100 off 4 select tires with paid installation after mail-in rebate. Schedule an appointment today at TireKingdom.com. Don't miss the season of savings and up to $100 off. Only at Tire Kingdom. Eligibility may vary. Charge for tire disposal and TPMS service where required. Shop fee of up to 10% based on regular retail price not to exceed $35. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Taco Bell's new double steak grilled cheese burrito coated with melty cheese will leave you speechless. So get to Taco Bell and pick one up today. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. Double the steak claim as compared to the steak quesadilla.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately. So you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to HarrelsonCBD.com to order yours now. HarrelsonCBD.com.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. St. Nicholas and my family, they'll all be here.
The holidays are coming, and so are the guests. Are you sure your home's ready? Let Over the Moon Cleaning Services do the heavy lifting for you. Right now, Over the Moon is offering Sportsocracy listeners 20% off a deep clean when you schedule bi-weekly or weekly cleanings. Call them today at 585-0146 and book a free estimate. 585-0146.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Dirty perky shark back flat.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Shark back flat.
Let the hate flow through you.
One of the things that will strike you as odd as me saying Cordero Patterson's one of the most valuable offensive players in the NFL is that I agree with Mike Leach. There's two things I never thought I'd say out loud. Over the weekend, Mike Leach was asked about players dropping out of bowl games. Here was his response. You've got an obligation to the place that helped build and develop you and finish it out in the bowl game. That's part of it. You owe it to your team. You owe it to your fans. You owe it to your coaches. And it's the most bizarre thing in the world to me. And blue check marks in Twitter just went ballistic on him because he once left Oklahoma to take the Texas Tech job. Okay, first of all, let me compartmentalize this into, hey, dum-dum, if you're going to comment on a sport, you should probably understand it a little bit. And understand that Bob Stoops kicked baby bird out of the nest, didn't want him to coach the bowl game. So maybe a cursory Google search would have told you that, and it would have stopped you from saying this. I agree with him wholeheartedly. The fact we have devalued and de-incentivized these bowl games to such a point that we can look at each other and go, you know what, we can just record these. We don't have to do them live. There's no urgency to any bowl game until the playoff is the exact reason that I cannot wait for us to expand this playoff, and I hope we expand it to 24 teams. I don't care how many are in it because I miss the days of the bowl games being a thing instead of an insight into next year at what freshman is going to play in the Liberty Bowl.
Right.
And he had a perfect point. Guys play in the Pro Bowl. Why do they not play in bowl games? I'll give you one very simple reason why. Because they get paid for the Pro Bowl, they don't get paid for the bowl game. You want to know why I look at a guy like Brian Kelly and go, you were totally fine to do exactly what you did when you did. That's why. Mm-hmm. Because we have gotten to a point, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're good with the players doing this, and the players can leave and go anywhere they want to, stop complaining about a coach that literally got a blank check and went, well, I have to take this now. You can complain about both, or you can complain about neither. You can't pick and choose. I'm mad.
I've never really had that much of a problem with it. I mean, bowl games are fun for the fans. But as a player, why would I do it?
Because they're what pay for your facilities. Yeah. Because it's one of the biggest payouts you get all year long.
But if I'm leaving, why do I care?
And that's the exact mantra that is why college football is on fire, taking on water, and looking for anything to fix it. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving. What do I care? Mm-hmm. Look how many alumni of high-end programs are on sidelines for bowl games. Do you think that's going to happen 10 years from now? No, because they live under the mantra of, well, I'm leaving. What do I care?
Right.
I'm so glad you said that. Yeah. I didn't even preface this, and you knew that lobbing that at me.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes this such a great team. I lob them up there. You knock them out of the park. We are in the Sportsocracy, as always, right here on ESPN Asheville every weekday afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3 as well. Just a programming note, we will be taking Wednesday off of this week, but we will be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock. We'll see you then. Don't forget, Sportsocracy tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., thesportsocracy.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Temperatures remain above average here as we head through midweek. Clear skies, cold tonight. Temperatures drop down to right around or just below freezing. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon climbing up through the mid-60s, 10 to 15 degrees above average. A little cooler Wednesday. Temperatures, however, still above average. Mix of clouds and sun, upper 50s. Mostly cloudy, warmer, upper 60s Thursday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Range Urgent Care.
Range Urgent Care is now hiring paramedics, medical assistants, and hospitality coordinators to join their growing team. Range Urgent Care offers a great work environment, competitive wages, and full benefits including health insurance, 401k matching, and paid time off. Learn more at rangeurgentcare.com/careers and apply today.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow. 240 eastbound between US 1923 exit 4A and Merriman Avenue. An accident in the stretch at Montford Avenue. 240 on the westbound side is slow between Charlotte Street and US 1923 exit 4A. 26 westbound slow after Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow in Haywood County between Harmon-Denton Road and the NC-Tennessee state line. Airport Road eastbound near Rutledge Road is slow due to an accident. Near Hendersonville, Boylston Highway near Butler Bridge Road. An accident here has 2 left lanes closed. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next day delivery to curbside pickup to getting involved with local communities. Get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WM.